If I asked you to read that number plate on that white Ford Fiesta, could you do that for me?
What, the F
Yeah.
J15UHB?
Fantastic. Well done. Okay. The time is quarter past. Question relating to the vehicle and vehicle safety. Could you please tell me how you would know that the brake lights are working on this car?
I'd push down the brake and use reflections to see or get someone to help me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so would you like me to explain what's going to happen, or are you comfortable moving
I'm comfortable moving on.
Excellent. When you're ready, please drive off.
Hi guys, and welcome to the very first of Dibbles mock tests. As you can see, Dibbles just moved off from his start position. He did perform all of the required checks prior to moving off, which I was pleased to see. He popped a signal on because there were vehicles on the road at the time, and now he's driving in a nice central position in his lane. Now, it's really important to remember that when you are approaching a mini roundabout, you must always signal your intention to leave the roundabout. So if you're taking the first exit, whether it's to the left, ahead, or to the right, a signal would have been required in this instance. Unfortunately, there wasn't one. Therefore, he's accumulated his very first driving fault. Dibble notices the obstruction a little further up and checks his mirrors accordingly before changing his direction, which I really liked. Well done. You'll see that we are only probably about 4 or 5 minutes into the test, and there's a bus in front of us signalling left to either drop off or pick up passengers. Unfortunately, Dibble didn't position himself correctly or far enough to the right. He did hold back nicely, but because of his position, he couldn't see whether it was safe to proceed, and he couldn't see whether there was anything clearly oncoming or not. We were therefore stuck here for quite some time when he did have a good few opportunities to overtake this parked bus. He therefore did accumulate the very first of his serious driving faults for this mistake.
At the roundabout, turn right, please. Coming up at the roundabout, we're going to be turning right, taking the fourth exit, please.
So this is a complex multi-lane roundabout, and he's been asked to take the fourth exit on the right. Notice how he's got into the correct lane and starts spiraling out with the lane markings, so the road markings. He's done this absolutely beautifully. Honestly, I couldn't fault him on this at all. He was really nice and central. The lane discipline was good. He seemed to know this inside out. So really well done. And this is a tough roundabout to beat. Dibble noticed the sign on the left saying that in 200 yards the left-hand lane was going to close, so he was fully prepared to merge over, and I think he did so really well.
Back in.
Yeah, doesn't kind of wait behind in traffic.
Bloody hell, traffic.
Coming up at the roundabout, I'd like you to take the third exit, please. The third exit. So there's the third exit.
Right.
So Dibble almost didn't move over into the right-hand lane on time, and just by, re-emphasizing where he needed to go, by reconfirming that with him, he knew exactly what lane he needed to get into, and he checked his mirrors and signaled and moved over really nicely. Again, this was another multi-lane complex roundabout, not as bad as Millbrook, but still quite tricky. He did that really, really well, but it's come off in the right-hand lane. There is no other way of coming off on that roundabout. It is always in the right-hand lane if you're going all the way round. Luckily, it's at this point he moved back over to the left, because the right-hand lane is for those wishing to overtake. So yeah, if you ever find yourself in that right-hand lane, you've got to ask yourself why, and if there's no good reason, then you must move back over into the left. Luckily, Dibble did it just in time. He wasn't being undertaken or upsetting anyone behind him, so there was no foul here.